This is Stephanie. I'm just getting on here to kind of share some things that have been on my heart and that the Lord has been showing me. Um, so, kind of, and also kind of like what I've been kind of going through and experiencing. So, recently, I've been involved in a ministry called the Freedom Ministry. And that basically just means praying for people that they would experience Jesus's freedom. And that's, that's what we all want. We all want to live from the victory that we have in Jesus Christ. But there's a lot of us that are not living from that. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to what that feels like. So I was kind of praying and asking the Lord about something that I have been struggling with. And then He showed me this. He showed me kind of making videos and sharing about some of the things that we've been learning, we've been doing, and we've been seeing happen. The Lord is moving. He is He's a mighty God. He's a deliverer, and so that's kind of the thing is. We're praying deliverance. We're praying freedom. We're praying that the enemy and every scheme and plan of the enemy would just be broken off of God's people. We're doing just sessions, praying with people, and just seeing a lot of freedom and those things. And as I said, like I was praying because, I'm I'll be transparent, of course, that deliverance isn't the end of like your story. You're going to experience freedom, but there's just so much to it. And it's something I just love about the church is that we love God so much, and we know so much of everything that He has to share. But I just really feel like deliverance and like kind of that concept has over time, like, and I haven't been a part of the church for long enough to know exactly what all happened in the different kind of like moves of the church, but that it has kind of gotten lost. And I sort of see it like in the Bible when Josiah finds the Torah, and it was like it was missing, it was gone. They didn't have it. They didn't have the word. They didn't have the law. And then all of a sudden they find it, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like, okay, like this really important tool that God has given us, they just didn't have it. And so that's like kind of how this season is feeling to me, that as Christians we're so close, to the edge of like, I'm taking my thoughts captive, I'm pulling down strongholds, I'm speaking the word, I'm declaring, I'm doing all of these things. And so I feel like the Lord is asking me to sort of teach some of the things that He's been showing me, and all these things, so that we can have back what the enemy has stolen from us, which is how to live from our authority, how to be the head and not the tail, how to have the blessings and not the curses. And I think even in a lot of ways, we don't even understand some of the things that we're doing and how it affects our lives and our walk and our home and our family. And so here I am, and I am going to kind of be sharing. Maybe the first thing I'll share is kind of my story, which I was saved when I was 35 years old. You don't need to know how old I am now. No, I'm kidding. I've been saved for about 6 years. And when I came into the church, I knew nothing about God at all. I had never prayed at all. I didn't read the Bible. I never went to church, I had been in like a church building like a couple of times. I had gone to like a youth thing one time when I was like 16. But like not churched in any way. And but the Lord, He called my name. Like I'm still in awe. I don't understand, because I was not looking for Him. I wasn't asking for Him. And then one day it was just like, well, I mean, there was a progression up to it, where the Lord kind of just revealed darkness to me and evil. And I think he really needed to do that. He needed to take me down down pretty low, because I think if sometimes you need to hit that rock bottom. Sometimes you need to be desperate, you need to be calling out for something other than yourself. And so that's kind of where I ended up. And so I was 35 years old, and just coming into the church for the first time, I knew nothing. And I felt it like every single day for like years. I just literally knew nothing. Um, and the truth is that I came in very demonized, very traumatized, very closed off, very hateful. Like, it's actually wild to think about how much, and it's my constant, like, my constant gratitude is God has changed me so much. And if he can do it for me, he can do it for anybody. And I'm not worthy. I've never been worthy. But he's so worthy. And so I came in and was just like, I would leave church just agitated, like so agitated, like angry, like yelling at my kids, which, hey, sometimes you yell at your kids, but just really like struggling. And for a really long time, and again, because I didn't understand and I didn't know, I like wasn't praying. I was kind of reading the Bible, but like maybe doing like one chapter a day, like moving so slowly through it. And so I don't know. So at a certain point, I kind of dove in a little bit more, and really got involved in the prayer ministry. And so one day I was in a prayer meeting, and I kind of experienced which I was experiencing spiritual attacks like all my life, but where this was the time where like I knew something really strange had just happened. So the prayer meeting started, and I was all of a sudden, like in my mind, I was just like, you shouldn't be here. You need to get out of here. Like, this isn't a good place for you. And because I like kind of struggled with anxiety and stuff like that, like I was actually used to these kind of thoughts, and I sort of just had like a method of like just kind of things that I would say to myself, like, no, you're safe right now, like nothing bad is happening, like kind of stuff like that. And so I started like kind of trying to calm myself down, and I'm like, no, this is a good place, I like to be here. And I started thinking, well, okay, but you're weak, like you're weak in this room, like you don't belong here, like you're the weakest link, like nobody here cares about you, like you need to get up, like you need to grab your purse and just like walk out of this room. And then I'm thinking like, okay, well, but like that'd be embarrassing. Like, what if someone came after me? Like, what would I say to them about like why I like jumped up and ran out of the room? And at a certain point, like I was even praying like to God, and I was like, God, I need you. Like, I need you to like confirm to me that like I'm in the right place. Help me to have grace for myself, because like part of like what I was thinking is like, you haven't even read the Bible, like you don't know anything, you don't know how to declare, like, all of these like crazy weird things. And so then I'm like praying and praying, and like literally in my mind, like I'm imagining myself like I am grabbing my purse, I am walking out of the room, and like I was like about to do it, like I was so close. And then all of a sudden the thought in my mind was, oh, well, you're not good enough for God. God could never love you, he doesn't want you. And all of a sudden it was like, I mean, almost like audibly, like I felt a click in my mind of being like, wait, because like I could believe a lot of things about myself and like the things that I think about myself. Um, but I know what God says about me. I know what Jesus did for me. I know who he is and who I am in him. And so all of a sudden, like literally in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, you're a liar. And I start like yelling like in my mind at my mind, as far as I knew. I'm like, you're a liar. Like, how dare you? Like, I know what God says about me. I know what he feels about me. Like, and I literally like told this thing, like, get out, like, go away. You're not allowed to be here. How dare you? And I like, I can't even explain to you. Like, it's literally like something was pushing in my mind and I was pushing back against it. And then all of a sudden it was gone. And it was like if you had your hand up against a wall and you were pushing and then the wall just like disappeared. Like, I'm literally like in my mind, like trying to like recreate it, be like, you need to leave. You need to get out of here. You don't belong here. And it was just like, it was gone. Like, whatever was there was gone. And this was kind of like my first experience of deliverance, which, it really wrecked me. I was very confused. I think that all the time that I spent praying, I was thinking that we were praying for things like kind of out and around, like out, I don't know, in the world. Like, I'm not really sure. Like, I was like an intercessor, like praying. Sorry, that's my crazy. This was the first time I really realized that it's like, it's in here, like it's in your mind. They're right here. And we need to be ready to kind of take our thoughts captive and have authority of what we've been given in Jesus Christ. And so that was sort of my first experience of deliverance. Literally kicked this thing out of my mind, and I spent a week just like so confused, because like my thoughts were different, like they felt different, you know what I mean? And I just feel like there's a lot of people who maybe don't know or realize, like, I feel like we teach this, that not every thought you have in your mind comes from you. There's kind of like three places that thoughts come from. They come from the Holy Spirit, who's like inside of you. They come from you, and then they come from the devil. They come from the enemy. And there's kind of a misconception that like it's all just like the fiery darts that are coming from outside. But I'm kind of here to tell you that that's not true. Many people don't think that a Christian can experience demonization or like experience like the spiritual realm, but we are literally here to fight, to push back the schemes of the enemy, and that starts in you. It starts in you and then it goes out into the world. And so it's like, if you don't even have you under control, if you don't even have this battleground under control, then how are we supposed to war in this world and, like be those conduits of heaven to earth? So kind of as we move forward, what I'm planning, what I'm thinking, unless the Lord kind of changes the trajectory, is I'm going to start to teach you guys kind of the things that you need to know in order to live a victorious life, in order to live in the fullness of your authority. And so I guess if you're interested, you can follow along and you can listen. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I love to talk about freedom. I love to talk about victory. And, I've seen a lot, I've experienced a lot, and I have experienced amazing victory. Like I said earlier, like I was, praying to the Lord because I was struggling with something, but that's not anything to be ashamed of. If you're struggling, if you're going through something, like that just means you're human. Like that's how it is. And so like reach out. I want to talk to you. I want to tell you. I want to hear your story, like, is the thing. And I'm going to share a little bit more of my story, and this will hopefully be fun. Okay, guys. Bye. Love ya.